Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
You know, I'm glad we can take this time for ourselves.
I know, me too. It's nice going on new adventures, experiencing new things, and creating new memories again. I missed you when you seemed lost in your gambling.
Well, I'm back and ready to visit new places and see new sights. Oh, and try new foods.
Yes, new foods.
If gambling is creating a problem for you, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Recent study was done, and they asked people, okay, what is something that instantly fills you with rage? And, yeah, I got a few. I got the top 10, but then there's some more that also made the list.
Slow people in the passing lane of a freeway.
Oh.
I feel like that should be number
Just
one. Pure rage every time and every single day it happens.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I got news for you. That is not on this list. I do have drivers who don't use blinkers.
That's very frustrating.
That is frustrating, but not rage-inducing like the whole passing lane thing is.
You know what? I feel like all the things that do, I don't know if rage is the right term, but just get under my skin and maybe I'll say a couple choice words under my breath. They're not going to hear it because I'm in my car, but it's always car-related.
Yeah,
like the first one I thought was the person that got to their car and it's obvious the parking lot's packed and they're taking forever to back out of the spot and I just want to get the spot. You know what I mean? Like the minute I get in my car, I'm hurrying because I know there's a car waiting for me. I feel like some people, they see someone waiting and they take extra long.
I hate that. I hate that because, there's a lot of things you got to get ready. GPS, all that stuff.
I know.
My brain,
right.
I hate that nervousness of somebody waiting for me. I look at it like, how about, because this happened yesterday at Costco. Costco was slammed and I'm like,
oh, yeah.
People are there unloading their carts, but you sort of see what stage they're at. And I go, I'm not going to be that guy. I will keep driving around because I just don't want to be that guy waiting and have it, I don't want to make them feel like, oh, hey, you better hurry up because I'm waiting.
Well, that one I get. I in my head, and you're right. Like, I have no idea what they're doing inside of their car. But once they get in their car and the light's on, I feel like it's go time. At that point, like, you need to start backing out.
That's why I never step on I don't turn the car on till the last thing I do. So
you're ready to go.
Yeah, that way you don't see that because there's nothing more frustrating than having a car with its lights on going, are you going? What are you doing? What's that? And then you go, all right, I'm going to move on.
Okay. This is the one that legit I will curse the person out. I won't flip them off, but in my head, I'm like, you stupid mother blanker. Like, I'll be thinking that while I'm waiting. It's the person that gets to the four-way stop before you and then looks annoyed at you because they want you to go first. You ever have that happen where you're like, they get to the stop and I'm still slowly getting to that stop and they're like waving me on like, come on, you crappy driver. And I'm like, wait, you're the one who should be going, not me.
Right. It frustrates me because there actually is a rule on how that's proceeding. If as far as if you think you got there at the same time, it's the person. It's the person on the right.
Yeah, right of way.
Yeah, so exactly. That's what right away means. And so you're looking at the person going, I am on your left. That means you will get to go before me. And you're mad at me when in reality, you have the right of way. And that really frustrates me. It's like, I love it when you're mad at me because you don't know the rules.
Now when I'm even like, I want to give a pass on, like, if we both show up around the same time, then I'll bet, we'll figure it out. We give each other a look, we'll wave, whatever it may be. But when, like, you're actually at the stop sign before I even got to the stop sign and you're annoyed that I haven't gone yet, that seems just silly.
As a pedestrian, it's the other way around. Now, granted, these are not on the list. We've just decided we're going to hyper-focus on car-related things. As a pedestrian, I was raised that, you know what, you don't inconvenience traffic, especially when you can look around and realize that, you know what, there's only one car at the stop sign. Let him go first, then I'll walk across the crosswalk. There's no reason for me to slow that car down, get him on his way. And so I actually have to not go to crosswalk, even entrance areas. If they see me walking and I'm like, if I stop here, even if I want to let them go, they're not going to go. So I have to not I stop before I even get to the crosswalk to sort of let all the cars go, because it's dumb to me. It's like, I'm slower than they are, and there's only two cars, let them both go, then I'll walk across at a casual pace and everybody's fine.
Ooh, but what about the pedestrian where you're like, okay, yeah, obviously it's your crosswalk, go ahead and cross, but then they're on their phone and they're like slow walking. And I'm like, come on, man. Just go. Like, I'm like the idiot that, like, when I'm crossing the street and I see a car's waiting, I'm like, I run like as if I'm like trying to get into the end zone. Like,
dude,
I'll make this quick for you.
So I had my walking poles, and I was walking in downtown Bellevue with the poles because I might get
into a car accident because I'd be laughing so hard.
Well, here's what I will tell you: this: they're doing a lot of construction, so I see that the lights are out, so it's a cop out there telling people come, go, whatever, and I'm like, wow, he's letting a guy go, but I'm not at the crosswalk. So the poles are just basically for uneven surfaces, just because I don't want to turn my ankle again, but I can walk and run, so I start running across the walk. And how about the cop is like, dude, and he yells out, "Thank you for your hustle. I wish more people would do that." And I'm like, you got it, brother.
Yeah.
You know what's up.
And then because you gotta go, you do like a Zorro thing with your pole?
Yeah, because he's right. People don't hustle across the crosswalk. They just take their damn time. And it's like, thank you. You're probably one of those guys that think you're carbon neutral, but in reality, you're letting these cars stay on the street longer because you won't move your fat ass quicker.
So are any of these that we've suggested on this list? Or
no. It's just us.
We're just straight up make-em-ups?
It's just us. It was just basically, gas prices are on there, finding parking tickets on your car, drivers don't use blinkers.
Dude, I had my buddy Cooper played the best prank one time. I was leaving somewhere and he left before me and he had a parking ticket that he still hadn't paid yet, and he put the parking ticket on my car. And as I'm walking, I see the ticket on my windshield, and I'm like, what the hell? I paid for the park. Like, I'm losing my mind. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to court. Like, I had a million things going in my brain. And I get up to there, and I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, this isn't even my car. And I start looking, and I'm like, oh, and he's just laughing in his car. And I'm just like, I hate you. It was a great prank.
Yeah.
Parking ticket's the worst feeling when you walk up to your car and you see that thing.
It's a mixture of anger and shame.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're like, I either took too long or I didn't pay to park here. It's my fault, but I'm still angry about it.
I got absolutely screwed in downtown Seattle one time. It screwed me. It's my own fault for not reading the signs correctly, but somebody had parked in an angle parking, but it wasn't angle. It was parallel parking against the curb, but I didn't realize it because they had parked angled. So I parked angled right next to them, and we all got tickets.
Woo!
And there's another officer that was there, and he was like, man, I'm sorry. Like, if I would have written this ticket, I probably seen you walking up. I probably wouldn't have done anything, but it's already been done. I'm like, whatever. I'll just pay the $45.
Oh.
You know what's one also, again, not rage, but I just kind of roll my eyes, is when I'm trying to buy something at like a grocery store and it's one of those like self-checkout things. And and they're all being used, and the majority of people using them have like a full cart of groceries.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I'm like, that's you in everything, every couple of seconds, the cashier person that has to check on all of it, something's going wrong with the machine because they're doing something wrong, or they have stuff that they should have just went to somebody that could check their IDs. The whole thing is just like,
it's supposed to be 15 items or less.
I don't even know if that's the case.
Is that true with the self-checkouts?
Most of them, yes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I've never seen a sign ever saying that.
I haven't either.
I feel
really?
like
yeah, I have never seen a sign saying that you have to have a certain amount of items at those self-checkouts. Because Costco's got them now, and they get those big platforms where you can unload all your stuff. And
I think Costco's different. I don't think you can get 15 or less on anything at Costco.
Oh, but I mean, most those things are clutch because I'll go in and just get like 4 things at Costco. Like I'll get some chicken and some things like that, and it's so nice. I don't have to wait in the super long lines because
that's a game changer.
It really is. That was a brilliant move on their part.
It's a selfish rule, but I feel like if you've got a shopping cart, you shouldn't be using those. Like I feel like it's only should be like the people who have the hand. Like the baskets, yeah. The hand thing.
I agree with you unless there is ginormous lines because sometimes you go to that at that point of the day where you don't think it'd be busy and randomly it's busy and there's 2 cashiers. The lines are 10 people deep. It's like, you know what? All the rules fly out the window right now. It's just Mad Max out there. Do what you got to do to get out.
Steve, she doesn't care about you.
All bets are off.
Yeah.
You live in a lawless land.
Yes, it's like, okay, I just want to get my crap and get the hell out of here.
Bartertown.
I noticed Steve hasn't mentioned one thing only because he's the perpetrator, and it happens to be number 1. And Steve has done this.
Looking very handsome every morning.
Driving in the HOV lane?
I used to do that.
All right, well, there is that. I mean, at least Vicky was a lot more realistic with what she thought number 1 was.
That's just unfortunate.
Yeah. It's when someone cuts in line in front of you when you're trying to get a concert T-shirt.
Listen.
It's very specific.
That wasn't
and your name
intentional.
Is Steve. Yeah.
I came from the different side.
Yeah, sure you
at
did.
the Pearl Jam show and thought, wow, I found the merch table with no line and walked right up and bought my Pearl Jam hat.
You know what I think? I think it's funny that you find that story more believable that you didn't know you cut in line. You find that actually more believable than the fact that I tell you that I did not have a fight with a snowman or go to the prom with my cousin. But your story, you think, oh, people will definitely believe that I didn't cut in line. You know, okay.
I'll be fine with the snowman fight one. I will die on a hill for you went.
Find the audio, and there's nobody that's got audio, and you get a handful of your texting trolls. No one's
or a Tolo or what kind of dance, but you went to a dance with your cousin. I'm positive of that.
Never happened. It must have been the other guy you work with.
No. We have listeners that have agreed that they've heard it. Danny heard it.
You had like a couple of trolls, but like you haven't had droves of listeners actually come out and say that's true. Unless they're trolling with you, like with me, and oh yeah, it definitely happened.
I don't know
Steve is handsome.
I know we're down a person, but apparently, thanks to Ryan, there are breakfast donuts downstairs from Top Hot. Woo! So shout out to our rockaholic Ryan. We just got an alert.
Okay, well that's not rage inducing. We have been off topic completely with this. You know, it's just like, but you know what? Why not? Why not? You got to love people that give you donuts.
Well, I mean, we don't want the DoorDash person to have rage because nobody's coming to pick up the donuts.
Oh, well, that would be rude, and that's number 2 on the list. Rude people in general.
Boom.
Yeah, there you got that. Number 3, of course, and this is a big one. I think that society doesn't understand how this is really looking more and more like the case, especially for affluent people. When someone thinks the rules don't apply to them, I'm seeing athletes and rich people who are getting a lot of blowback for this kind of behavior because athletes tend to believe the rules don't apply to them. That's kind of what it's in the DNA of a lot of athletes, especially ones that have achieved a level of success.
Not giving them any excuse for this, but I feel like they've been brought up in a world where everybody just hands them stuff from high school, maybe even junior high school for some of these athletes. You know, the world has just basically been their oyster since they've been a snotty brat of a teen. You know, and some
that is a good point. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like then. I'm not saying that's right, but then that's all you know your entire life, that everyone just bends over backwards for you. When someone doesn't, you probably have a little bit of a temper tantrum. And that's a fault of like coaching, parenting, whoever it may be. Because they're not getting told like, hey, no, you've been afforded very cool things because of your skill set. That doesn't mean you can be a douche to people, though. It
is a definite fault of coaching and parenting. But then you've got alumni, all those alumni programs that I really fault. Because they're the ones that really want to make you feel like you're more than you are, you know, with the whole alumni situation. Come to our school or our high school or our college, you know, and then it does, you know, in certain situations in Major League Sports, it does get promoted that way, though. I think you're seeing it change more and more. Like, as much of a diva as you can be, some teams will go, yeah, we're not going to deal with you no matter how good you are. If you're a diva, you're not going to be part of our system.
Man, I'll tell you though, if I was in college and there were a bunch of old alumni people handing me envelopes with money in it, I'm sure as hell taking them all.
Like you said, I don't blame you. You're a young, dumb kid.
Right. I'd be the reason why whatever college I went to was shut down, the athletic program, because I was an idiot that took every envelope and spent the money.
Steve, where'd you get that shiny new Escalade?
From Arthur over there.
Oh, okay. I named it after him.
Yeah. I would like to bring up number 4 because it is my massive pet peeve in life, and I know it is a lot of people, and that is when you're stuck on hold and have to keep pushing different numbers to get to the right department. The whole process in general of using the phone to get customer service, which I think they don't want us to do ever again in our lives, is to use the phone as a means of communication for any business. I don't think they want us to do it anymore.
I remember being on hold for 45 minutes and literally having to text my wife for her to basically calm me down and be like, no, stay on hold. Don't hang up. You're just going to have to wait longer, because I was just like, I hate this. I'm done with it. And
baby.
Well, it's dumb because there's certain places that could just be like, hey, hit this button and we'll call you when it's your turn. And it's like,
oh my gosh,
why doesn't everybody use this?
I agree. Oh, that's a wonderful thing. It's so awesome.
It took me forever to trust that, though, because I remember for the longest time, I'm like, I don't trust you. You're not going to call me. I'm not hanging up the phone. And then finally I did it. I'm like, wow, it does work. This is pretty cool.
Amazing technology.
But I just assumed they weren't going to do it.
Oh, well, dude, that's your upbringing. You know, you and I from the Northeast, we don't trust anybody with
hang up. We'll call you back.
Just, no, you're not. You know what? No, I fought to get you to hear me, and I'm right here.
I finally got through. Yeah. I don't care if I got to be on hold for 95 minutes. I'm not hanging up the phone.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's a fight, and I'm staying in it.
You're going to forget about me.
Yeah. We got a lawyer that got arrested. This is a lawyer. Got arrested for dropping his pants while in the courthouse. I'm going to tell you all about this at 8:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Oh my gosh, it's been too long since I've been on a bike. I really like it. Living a healthy life free of gambling problems is a lot of fun and a nice change of pace.
Did you say race?
No. Yes.
Reconnect with yourself and the ones you love. If gambling is creating a problem for you, there's hope and help. For more information, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org. That's evergreencpg.org.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A family court lawyer in Pittsburgh named Jeffrey was on his way into court yesterday and had to go through a metal detector. And when he walked through, an alarm went off. So security was like, hey, dude, you got to check your pockets and go back through. So he does that, goes back through, alarm goes off again.
That's always the worst whenever I've had that happen. And I'm like, I don't think I have anything metal on me. And it's always like something, like some dumb thing that's on a belt or on like a belt loop or something. I'm just like, I had no idea. This sucks.
This guy was having that same moment. And he's like, maybe it's the suspenders I'm wearing. But he was like, but I'm not taking them off. And he got into a heated argument with the guards and did eventually remove his suspenders. And the problem is he also removed his pants. You know, you talk about people that just don't think the rules apply to them.
Was his pants so baggy that the suspenders kept him on? Like, you take the suspenders off and then whoop, the pants go down? I'm assuming not.
I know. Even if that was the case, you use your hand, you know what I mean, and hold them up. And but no, he was pissed. He did it just by dropping his pants, putting them in the bin, walked through the metal detector in his shirt and underwear. And then he was standing in the lobby, still pantless, when sheriff's deputies showed up. They arrested him because they're like, "You're acting like a jackass, and we got laws against that."
Sir,
I'm all for it.
Pants.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. You know,
taking your pants off at a courthouse.
Yeah, well, I'm all for it. Listen, I'm all for that. I'm getting to the age where I get to do it but instead of being a jerk about it, I can go, "What? My pants are off?"
Right. I seem to have misplaced my pants.
What? Really? You know how long I've been waiting to get to this age? Come on, man. Let me be pantless.
Forgetful grandpa.
You know, though, I mean, I could kind of see my dad doing something like this, to be honest with you.
Oh, I know your dad would do something like this.
Out of anger?
Yeah. So he'd get frustrated. And then he would go, all right, yeah, you don't want me to have this? All right, then take off my pants. And then he'd go through like, now are you happy? I could see him doing that in his younger age. Nowadays, no, of course. But when he was a little bit more angry, I could totally see my dad doing something like that just to like show everybody up.
You're saying his younger age. Can I ask you, sir, how many years ago it was with the car incident where he got into the guy's car?
Horn honking.
Oh, yeah. How long ago was that?
That was before Tatum was born. I think he's changed since then.
That's only a couple of years. Tatum is not even 2 years old yet,
I'd say that was a good 3 or 4 years ago that he broke into another person's car.
3 or 4 years is still kind of close to where he is right now in age, sir. I think your dad hasn't lost his ability to, go at it with Santa Claus if the need arises.
Dude, there are times right here and telling me stories of him like dealing with like somebody that's like a stolen generator, and I'm just like, there's a reason why it's taking them forever. Nobody wants to come to your house.
I don't know your family very well, but when you describe like just the stories of everybody, talking about your brother who thank God he went into the military because it turned him into a great guy, and happy Veterans Day to him as well. Mm-hmm. And of course, the stories about your dad, and then your mom, all she does is give me food and cupcakes, and she seems very, very pleasant and likes to have a beverage and have a good time. I feel like you got a lot of your mom's qualities, and then your brother and your dad seem to really be like, it's rage against the man.
Dude, everyone's out to get us kind of a thing. Whereas with Mom, it's just give me a cigarette and some whiskey. No, I don't really do that, but give me some popcorn and a milkshake.
Get you a crumble cookie and a pretzel. Yeah, I mean, you're set to go.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You know what? Take me to all-you-can-eat sushi, and you won't hear from me again. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you can keep your Jack Daniels, Mom. Just get me some sushi.
I feel like so the apple falls right close to the mom tree, and then, your brother and your dad are like, you know what? We will take care of anybody who wrongs us.
It could be over the smallest things. Like, they didn't give me enough napkins at this restaurant. I'm going to go behind their counter and take all the napkins. And he would do that.
I'm close to what your dad is like, that's why I'm really trying to train myself, because I want to be a happy old guy. Mm-hmm. I want to be the old guy that everybody likes to be around. But it's not in my nature, so I really have to work hard at this.
That's all you have to say is, like, when you're getting curmudgeon-y and you're trying to be good, you're like, I'm going against my nature.
It's so true.
I'm trying here to be nice.
I really
see this?
am.
This is me being nice.
And I got a face that just doesn't look like I'm happy, even when I am happy.
Yeah, you got the RBF there.
Yeah, so I'm,
To be fair, clasping and unclasping suspenders is a pain in the ass.
It is.
Well, to be fair, you don't need suspenders. Okay, it's not it's not the 1800s.
First
you don't need a belt.
Yeah, if you're a person who the belts don't work on, and I have many people whom I will not call out, but that just, if they're wearing a belt, they will bend over, and it's just, you see, it's
I see what you mean. Oh, all right. So
suspenders will keep your pants absolutely up.
If you're going to the airport or you're going to a place with a metal detector, you got to know there's metal on you. Like,
absolutely.
You can't be a jackass about it, really. Like, I mean, sometimes I need to wear a knee brace because my knee bothers me. But I know if I'm going to the airport, it's like, I'm going to have to put this baby on once I get through the metal detector because it's got metal in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you just know this.
I'm not saying whatever this guy did was right or wrong. He's obviously out of his mind. But he's going to work where he probably has to dress. He's a lawyer, so he has to wear a nice outfit and dress the part. Like when I'm going to the airport, I'm wearing joggers that don't have a belt. That way I don't have to worry about any of that crap. Like I want to make it as easy as possible for me to get through that TSA.
I always think that you see, you and I have a different idea about that. I dress the best I can going to, because I want to get good service on the plane. And if I look like I'm somebody that deserves it, I feel like I'll get it.
I want to look tired and homeless. And that's exactly what. So
you know what, by the way?
Yes, and it works.
Mission accomplished, by the way. I have to say.
It's kind of better if you at least look older and maybe a little bit more feeble or whatever, because they'll just let you go in. Like, you don't have to take off your watch or your shoes or anything. They're like, wait, how old are you? Okay, you can go by.
This absolutely worked because I was wearing a lot of my steampunk gear when we went to Vegas for my wedding, and I had my cane and I was just leaning on it for waiting to get through. And the guy was like, "Sir, go ahead and go on through." And I was able to get on through because I looked old timey and I had my cane with me.
I got a cane. I didn't even know you. So I should
got your
start
walking
bringing that?
poles too. You should take those with you.
Well, I got the the REI walking pole cane. I have that too.
Oh wow!
It doubles as both. I'm like, I did not know I could bring that, and they'll just give me that. So
they will take pity on you, and you will go through the front of the line.
Nice. This is happening.
Look at that!
Woo! It's a party. Nice.
Yeah, I'm not getting dressed up to be on a plane. No. This is not a formal situation for me.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to see my wife. I'm going to see my wife, so I want to look good when I, finally get to see her. It's kind of like my attitude. You gotta, you dress for success.
All right. I mean, everyone's different. There's a lot of people like
there are a lot of people who dress like you, and
there's a lot of both.
Yeah. There's a lot of people.
Sweatpants.
Sweatpants are the way to go, man. I want to be as comfortable as possible on that damn plane.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like a jet setter. It's like I love the whole jet set lifestyle. It's like, I'm plane man, dressed for success.
I don't want my jeans riding up on berries and stuff. Like, I just want to be able to just sit back and enjoy the ride.
I didn't need that visual.
Yeah, that's a visual I didn't. Wow,
but you know that feeling.
Mm-hmm, I do.
You're already crammed in that seat. It's like, I can't stand up right now, and if I do, it's awkward because if I'm like sitting in a row with no one I know and I'm adjusting my boys, they're probably gonna hit the button to be like, yo, get this guy out of our aisle.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the crotchal region, you're going to cause concern, yes. Yeah, especially on a plane where, you get all sorts of idiots that sometimes just decide, this is where I will act like a moron, right here.
You guys want to see something
thousands
cool?
of feet up in the air. Yeah,
I'll tell you, if you ask me that, no. I don't want to see anything cool.
No, thank you. Keep your coolness to yourself, sir.
So I said, hey, BJ, why don't you just give the flight attendant Starbucks gift cards? They'll get even better service than being dressed up.
Is that true? I did not know you could give them gifts and they would be cool with that.
I think a TikToker posted something about that recently and it went viral. They're like, yeah, just little treats or whatever just to say, hey, you're appreciated, and they'll treat you like gold.
I would feel so uncomfortable doing that because I'd be worried that they'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like, why give you stuff? What are you doing? Sir, we're supposed to give you the coffee. What are you doing?
I feel like maybe during Christmas time, it feels a little less uncomfortable because you get those cool little gift cards with the little bows or whatever. You're like, hey, Merry Christmas. It looks like you're just spreading the joy. You're not trying to get something out of it.
I have never seen anybody in my row or around me do that. So I'm going to have to pay attention to see if that happens, Vicky, because if it does, then I'm doing it. I feel like I don't want to be the first one to do it, but if I see somebody else do it.
I would feel so like almost like bad attempt at hitting on the person. Like, here's a gift card. What's your OnlyFans? It just feels so weird.
You know what, Steve? Honestly, that does not surprise me coming out of your brain. I mean, I was going to say, who thinks Steve does. Yeah, that's
I don't know. If I'm just handing a random female, I guess if it's female or male, it doesn't matter. But if I'm just here's a gift card. Why? I don't know. For your service.
I don't if you say it like that, yes, there's always going to be nefarious assumptions.
All right, BJ.
Well, I wouldn't go, here's a gift card. Why? Your service.
All right, I'm the flight attendant. I'm like, welcome, sir, to Virgin Airlines. Here's your seat.
Okay, now it's the creepy flight attendant. I'm giving you nothing. Wow. I think I'm going to die on this flight. It's like, if the crash doesn't kill me, you will. Wow. Welcome to Virgin Airlines, where if you are a virgin, not anymore.
I believe you're sitting in 69F. Your seat is ready for you. Oh dear!
Wow. I mean, it's fun when you do get a flight attendant that is salty, and they're salty for whatever reason. Because that happened to me because they didn't have the right size Coca-Cola can. And this dude was not having it. I'm like, yeah, I'd like a Diet Coke, please. And he's like, sure thing. And he reaches in there and he pulls out a normal sized can and he just starts bitching. Well, I guess COVID is over. I guess we don't have the regular little cans we can give people. So now I got to stay in the aisle and pour this. And you know how the suds are. And I'm just looking at this and I'm like, this guy's having a meltdown. And I'm like, I don't know where do I go from here? If I agree with him, he won't poison my cola. I don't want that to happen.
You should ask for the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, I was the one that asked for it.
Oh.
I was the instigator of this entire thing. Everybody's having a good time getting their wine, getting their thing, all getting the little bottles, the little cans. And then I go, yeah. And he reaches, and he's like, and the look on his face, like, you ordered the regular size. I go, no, I would have taken the little guy. There are no more little. And I'm just like, all right, well, I don't know if I want anything at all that you've touched now, sir, because it may be laced with something.
So I do it. My friend's a flight attendant, and another person, just say, thanks for what you do, and then hand it to them.
Oh, wow, that's all you got to do.
My kids will make origami for our flight attendant, and they brought them cookies as well. And then the flight attendant continued to bring extra snacks and treats to us for the rest of the flight.
Nice.
Oh, well, how about that?
So I brought the flight crew legendary donuts a few times. They always love it and definitely treat us special on the flight. Ooh.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You could have the legendary donuts. I feel
That's
like
why you bring 2 boxes. One for them and one for yourself.
That's a good call, yeah. All right, there you go. All right, well, it seems like now I got to up my game. Now I got to, okay. That's going to be tough. I'm going to have just a whole bunch of Starbucks cards on me. I mean, really, because there's more than one flight attendant, and you don't always get the same one. I'm going to be like, okay.
If you give it to one, you got to give it to them all.
See, I used to have before COVID, there were the same people that I saw all the time and have no problem. But now I don't think I see the same flight attendants on the flights I'm on, and it's like, so I don't know. I don't recognize anybody. So all right. But I guess they'll do it for that flight. So that's all. That's all. Okay. I guess I got to be nice, is what you're saying.
You got to bribe them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your fancy pants outfit's not enough these days, BJ.
I really thought it was. I thought I had it down. Now I don't have it down.
Rich Grandpa Moneybags over here.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is, Rev, I mean, I'm not going to be Grandpa Moneybags if I have to give everybody something. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
What was the name of Simba's evil uncle in the movie The Lion King?
Evil Simba.
No.
Simba.
Simba, no.
Simba, yeah. That's it.
Played by Mike Tyson. I'm going to go with King Tut.
No.
Yeah. I really would have thought it was King Tut because it was a movie about lions. But yes, the answer was Scar. That was... Yeah, you're probably thinking, I have a good shot at beating Steve. Well, here's the number, 206-421-ROCK. We'll play Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all 3 of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Oh my gosh, it's been too long since I've been on a bike.
I really like it. Living a healthy life free of gambling problems is a lot of fun and a nice change of pace.
Did you say race?
No. Yes.
Reconnect with yourself and the ones you love. If gambling is creating a problem for you, there's hope and help. For more information, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org. That's evergreencpg.org.